Hey everybody! It's been a while, but I am back. Yes, that's right. The fiery Zack Attack is in the epic house once again. Yes, it's been quite the while, folks, but after a 2-month hiatus, I'm finally back in the ring. February is just wrapping up right now, and the last real video I made was back during the Christmas diary, so it's been a long time. And I really didn't actually intend to take this long of a break. It's just kind of like after the Christmas thing, I had a lot of burnout. I tried to film the Reflection Archive sooner, which is what this is going to be, by the way. This is my shout-out Reflection Archive, where I'm going to be going over the people I shouted out from numbers 101 to number 150. And just reflecting on why I gave all those people shout-outs, what I love about them, and all that jazz. But before we get to that, just a little update on where I'm at in life. It's my school's Empowerment Week right now. You may have seen the video on my channel that says it's an Empowerment Week video. They actually showed that in my schools. We had to, I was asked to make it with a girl named Abby. Abby Krasinski, I think is her last name. And yeah, we made it for the school, and they actually showed that in classes. So yeah, Fiery Zack Attack going viral, or at least school-wide, which is close enough, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, I'm really excited to be a part of Empowerment Week, because if you guys don't know the story, the way I actually ended up coming to Epic is because of Empowerment Week last year. So it's pretty surreal just to be back at that time again, because it's almost been a year since I've been coming to Epic. And Epic, to me, is the absolute epitome of what changed my life. It was such a transitional phase for me. It gave me so much more confidence. It gave me so much more, self-worth and identity. It gave me so many great friends, which I'm about to jump into. And it's just, it's the dream, man. There was actually an awesome youth rally this week. And, man, there are just so many awesome people I want to shout out that you guys know nothing about, who I just met or developed stronger relationships with in these last 2 months. And that's why I got to get back to these videos, so I can start pouring the praise right back out to my friends, because I think that's something that really helped me stay really strong and confident, because every day I was making these videos, it was giving me an opportunity to reflect on the things that I'm thankful for. And I think over these last 2 months, I'm not going to lie, these have been 2 of the roughest months I've had in a long time. Last week specifically, I was just so down in the dumps. I mean, it was so easy to break me. And I feel like I need to get back to doing what my passion is, and that's making videos for you guys. And I know there are very few people that watch these videos, and that's completely fine with me, because really these videos, I guess not more, because I love doing it for you guys, and I guess that's kind of my first intention, but the thing that comes with that is just, it really gives me an opportunity to pour out my emotions without fear of being judged or fear of being awkward, because it's all just me. And, I'm not like in a conversation with somebody else where I feel like I have to live up to expectations, or it's not even in like writing where, I have to put so much physical effort into saying the right words. Here, I can just be me. I can be genuine, and I don't care if this video lasts 15 minutes or it lasts 2 hours. I'm still going to post it, and I'm still just going to thrive in the moment and really just take the time to appreciate these awesome things and people that are in my life. So, with all that being said, it is time to jump right into it. I have the list of shout-outs right here. I kind of forgot a lot of them, so I was just like going through my videos real quick before I started filming here, just to remind myself all the people I shouted out, and just seeing all those people's names again, just having the memories of filming those videos too, because some of them were really fun videos to make. And I guess that's where we'll begin. We'll begin with one of my favorite videos I ever made, and one of my most viewed videos actually too, because I advertised it. That being the Epic video. The video where I parodied the song Counting Stars and made it about my youth group Epic. Now this was one of my favorite videos ever, and it was the only one it's the only one out of these, out of all these shoutouts that wasn't a Christmas video, because the other 49 shoutouts all were in Christmas videos, but this one actually wasn't. And the person I shouted out in that video was my friend Alyssa Reagan, which actually is kind of convenient because 2 days ago it was her birthday, And I gave her a present, and it was awesome, and I love her so much. She's really great. I'm actually planning to go skating with her on the weekend, so that could be really fun too. Yeah, hopefully dang it, I'm so stuttery today, but yeah, so yeah, I might make a more hopefully I make a video this weekend so I can tell you guys how the skating goes. Yeah, I just really need to get more in the swing of things and get back to being me and doing it as much as I can. So hopefully I will. Yeah, the interesting thing is this sign here actually was created at the making of that video, and still here to this day. I love it to pieces. It's a great sign. Yeah, I mean it is kind of like shaggy because you can see like the tape lines and stuff, but it was really fun to make it because I just kind of spontaneously grabbed like 8 pieces of black paper from my basement and glued them all together, or I guess 6 it looks like, I don't know. But yeah, and then I just cut out some red paper and cut out some letters. It worked. It worked pretty great. It looks kind of like the bracelet. It's pretty cool. But with that being said, let's jump into the Christmas Diaries. Now, the Christmas Diaries began with the song Holly Jolly Christmas, which I actually covered last year, 2013. Oh my gosh, that's a long time ago. Wow. Okay. Yeah, so the first time I ever sang Holly Jolly Christmas on YouTube was in 2013, and that was before I really made any videos. It was pretty much the first one I ever publicly advertised. But then I decided to do it again this year in 2014, and it was really powerful. It was really amazing just to relive that moment. And I gave shoutouts to number 102, my friend Becca Richter, I think. I don't know how to pronounce it. But yeah, Becca, I met her at Mari's Bible Studies. I haven't really seen her much since that moment, or since that day. I don't even think I saw her on the day I shouted her out. But I did see her a little bit over Christmas because we all had a Bible study since the college kids were back in town. So that was cool just seeing her around again. She actually came to my Christmas party too, which by the way, I don't think I ever talked about it in the video, but that Christmas party was so fun. I mean, I invited so many people that I shouted out. I invited tons of people that I've never shouted out that I want to shout out now. And it's just like, yeah, that was a really awesome opportunity just to gather with a ton of people I love and just have a blast. I mean, it's great. Yeah. Then we have number 103, which is Brian, and Brian was actually in my Christmas party too. But Brian is the guy that leads Campus Way, which is actually where I got this ring, which I guess I never talked about that on these videos either. Because last month, in January, I actually went on this awesome retreat with Campus Way, and that retreat was one of the most, I said earlier that these last 2 months have been 2 of the roughest months in a long time. But that retreat was one of the biggest highlights of these last 2 months where I've been kind of down. It really kept me happy, and I'm so pumped that I went there. Brian actually didn't go there though. He was sick, so the other Campus Way people were there though. And Brian still leads every Monday most of the time, so it's cool just that I know him. And he's a brilliant dude. So moving on, we move on to day 2 of the Christmas Diary entries, which was Silent Night. Now, Silent Night was one of my favorite ones to film, because when I sang Silent Night, it was actually, I did a really cool gimmick where I was turning off all the lights and I had a flashlight on my face. It was really kind of creepy, but at the same time, it was really mysterious. I really liked the vibe I had there, but I don't know. Anyways, so the people I shouted out on that one were my friend number 104, Brooke Haynes. And Brooke is amazing. I love Brooke. I haven't talked to her as much since last year, 2014, not you know what I mean. It's 2015 now, 2014, yeah. So I haven't talked to her much in January and February, is essentially what I'm saying. But, yeah, Brooke is a really cool girl. She was one of... I believe she actually asked for the shout out in the video, which is something you don't get very often. A lot of the times I just shout people out because they mean something in my life, but if people ask, I definitely will mention them because it means they're watching, and I love it when people watch my videos. And usually if they are watching, they mean something in my life too, so Brooke definitely means something to me. Then we move on to number 105. Now this was a triple shout out, the first ever triple shout out actually, and it was to my friend Topanga Stanish. Now Topanga is actually at a military academy right now, which she went to in January, and she's been there ever since. And it's been kind of sad because I haven't really seen her much, but she sent me a lot of letters from there, and I'm terrible at writing letters back, but I did actually get back to her last week, so hopefully she'll get my letter and enjoy it. And yeah, Pango's just somebody that's been there for me for a really long time. And, you know, even though we don't really have any classes anymore, and obviously we don't talk since she's at a military camp where she can't even go on the internet, it really is just a blessing that I have known her, and that when she gets back, I'm sure we'll have a lot of fun. So, moving on along, we have the next video, which was where I sang White Christmas. I'm dreaming of a... No. I'm not going to sing right now. But, yeah, it's a fun song. I love it. And in that video, I shouted out 3 guys from my choir, starting with number 106, Chase Hansen. Now, Chase Hansen is a great dude. I really love the guy to pieces. He actually came to my house and we played some Smash Bros. No, did we play some... No, we played Mario Kart a couple of days ago, so that was fun. Not days ago, like, it was about like 2-3 weeks, but still, it was a blast to have him over, and he's a cool guy. Number 107, we have Brett Soika. Now, Brett is another dude from my choir. He's actually a freshman, and I believe he just auditioned for chamber choir, which was really exciting. I really want Brett to make it in, because I think Brett's a great guy. He was actually nervous about auditioning for chambers initially, but I think that he would be such a great personality to have there, because he's... a lot of people in choir are a lot more, you know, they're a lot more outgoing, outstanding. Like, they are very dynamic. And I feel like Brett is more of a normal guy, kind of like me. I mean, I don't know how normal you want to call me. You know, it's weird, because on these videos, I definitely act a lot more bizarre than I do in real life. In real life, I'm kind of just the quiet guy who tries to be nice to everybody. And, yeah, Brett's kind of like me in that way. Kind of, I guess. I don't know. But I do love me. I love Brett, and I really hope he does get into chambers, because it would be a blast. Oh, by the way, I don't think I ever said that on here, actually. I actually transferred into the other choir, because my school has, like, a concert choir, which all guys get into, and then chamber choir, where guys have to audition to get into it. So at semester, I switched, and now I'm in both choirs. So I'm in the concert and chambers, and that's really cool, because now I have the opportunity to just sing my heart out even more, even though I haven't been doing it for you guys in videos. So, still singing it up, and I love singing it up, so love it. Anyways, next up we have the 4th day of Christmas, where I sang, "Hark the herald angels sing, glory to the newborn King," and I also sang, "Happy birthday to you," to one of my friends named Anna Gill. Anna Gill was, oh, by the way, I skipped somebody. Never mind. Back to the choir video. Okay, before I get to Anna, in the choir video, I actually also shouted out my friend Ben Genke. Ben Genke is a really cool dude as well. He really breaks out into song a lot too. Like, basically, even when we're not in choir class, he'll just randomly be singing his heart out in the hallways. It's pretty crazy. Yeah, he's a fun guy. I like Ben. He's actually a double shout out, because I shouted him out like 97 in the last 50, so he made it twice. That's pretty good for him. Anyways, moving on now to Anna, who I shouted out in that video where I sang "Hark Herald Sing" and "Happy Birthday" because it was her birthday, and it was really nice to wish Anna the happiness on her holiday. I don't know, on her birthday, but that doesn't sound as cool as like happiness on your holiday. Like, that sounds really what's the word? Alliteration. Yeah, there's a lot of alliteration there, but with that being said, Anna's one of my best friends. Her and the person I shouted in the next video are 2 of the people that definitely meant the most to me last year, and they're 2 of the people at Epic that have really done the most to revolutionize my life. Anna, specifically for me, I think is the easiest one to talk to, and actually a couple weeks ago, she just came over, and we just kind of talked for 2 hours straight in the basement, and it was really just a really cool time, because it's rare that you have the time with a friend just to, you know, to chat. Usually you're doing something while you're chatting. Sometimes you're together at a youth group, sometimes you're together at an event, but there's rarely a time where you just sit down with a friend and talk. You know, well, you're not really multitasking or doing anything specific in, like, accordance with it. It's just a moment where you guys can thrive together in conversation, and that's really cool. So I was glad to have that moment with Anna a couple weeks ago, and I really can't wait to keep talking to her and, you know, keep the friendship alive. So that being said, we move on to day 5, where I sang the song "With a Thankful Heart." Now, this is the first video of the Christmas Diaries where I really transition things to a more faith-based feel, because I think that the first 4 videos, or really just when I started this project as a whole, my intention was very much so just to kind of, goof off, sing all the random Christmas songs like Frosty the Snowman, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. I never even hit those ones because I did so many random days where I just would throw faith songs in instead. And this was the first of those days because it was really cool just to elaborate on my faith, to acknowledge it, and to show in a way how much it's really affected me. And it was that video was really fun to film because I actually did not show up in the video at all until the end. I just showed my hand with a heart on it. Actually, I have a heart on it right now. It's kind of faded because I just took a shower, but I do that all the time. In school, I'll just randomly draw hearts on my hand in classes because it just reminds me how much God's done for me, and it's really cool. But that being said, we move on to the shout-out video, which was my friend Mari Glatzel. Mari is amazing. She's so great. Her energy is just so... Oh, man, it's so contagious. Like, when you're around Mari, you can't possibly be sad because she's so happy. And, yeah, just the way she worships, the way she glorifies God, it's so inspiring, and yes, it's so good. I love Mari, and I cannot wait to keep doing more things with her as well. Yes, she's so great. But we move on to day 6 where I sang Feliz Navidad. Now, this was the first video where... Okay. Oh, man. Sorry. I have the sniffles, but anyways, yeah, sorry, I'm talking like really fast, so I'm kind of getting shaken up in the nostril area. I don't know, but anyways, yeah, so day 6 I was saying Feliz Navidad. It was a lot of fun. Actually, it wasn't. That was kind of the first day of the diaries where I was just kind of like, I don't want to make a video today, so I just threw it together in like 2 minutes, and it was whatever. But yeah. Now I'll sing it here. Let me sing Feliz Navidad right now. I'll do some justice to that song. Feliz Navidad. Oh, Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad. Oceanio año felicidad. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas 2 months late. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas 2 months late. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas from the bottom of my heart. You! Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Anyways, Feliz Navidad. So I gave shout-outs to 2 people in that video. The first being Tyson Apostle, the winner of Survivor Blood vs. Water, which was an amazing season of Survivor. I love Tyson. He is one of the greatest Survivor players ever. I love him to pieces. He's probably like my favorite besides Tony, who I shouted out. I shouted him out like last summer when I made a video. But yeah, Tyson and Tony, they're both great Survivor players. I love Survivor to death. It's a great show. And then we have number 112, which was my mom, who I was so excited to shout out again, even though on that day I really wasn't. I just kind of shouted her out because I needed shout outs. Because, yeah, like I said, on that day I was completely unmotivated to make a video. But my mom is one of the coolest people ever. Right now she's actually not home, but she let me stay home from school today. And that's a pretty cool thing for a mom to do, am I right? Yes, I'm right. So, moving on to number 113 and number 100. Okay, so this was day 7. And on this day I went to a Newsboys concert. And I actually got this wristband here, the pink one. Which is a pretty awesome color, by the way. I love me some pink. But, moving on. So, I love Pink, and I love the Newsboys, because the Newsboys are a Christian band, and they were the 113th person I shouted out. I shouted out the Newsboys, because that concert was so exhilarating. It really just, it really ignited my heart, it ignited my soul, it ignited my fire, it ignited my flame. And I was like, just like so sizzling, and sizzling up. It was fun being sizzled up, and I was excited about it. It was so fun. And I went with number 114, my friend Tyler Thrasher. I invited him along, and it was such a blast to have him there with me. Because, yeah, concerts are always more fun when you see them with friends. We were actually in, like, the second row. We had VIP passes, so we got to meet the guys. He made fun of me for having an iPhone 4 when the 6 is out. It was great. It was great. And, yeah, I just sang the Chipmunk song, because when we were leaving the place, they were playing, you know, background Christmas music. Because it was kind of like a Christmas concert, also mixed with just, like, random God songs, which were also great. And, yeah, it was a really fun time. I was glad to be there, and I was glad that Tyler there with me. So, moving on to day number 8. Where, what do we call it, I sing Jingle Bell Rock! Jingle Bell Rock is one of my favorite Christmas songs ever, and I love it to pieces. Yeah, I really love it. I really got really messy, too. I had, like, a white shirt on with paint on it, and I had, like, my leather jacket. I was just trying to be, like, a complete rock star, because there was 2 ways I could have gone with that. I could have gone with, I was either going to have, like, a lot of jingle bells that I was going to ring, or I was going to rock out. So, I didn't really find any Jingle Bells at that time, so I just grabbed a random drum set from Guitar Hero, and I just kind of rocked out, and it was fun, even though it was really bizarre. So yeah, I had a blast with that, and in that video I shouted out my friend Tika Waduli because she was actually at the Newsboys concert too, but I forgot to shout her out the previous day, so I shouted her out on this day instead. And Tika's somebody that I've known since basically elementary school, and yeah, she's been pretty cool in my life. I don't really talk to that many people from my elementary school anymore. Even Tika, I don't really talk to that much anymore, but you know, it's cool to have an opportunity to see reunite with the people that passed. And then we have number 116, which is my friend Andrea. And the reason I shouted her out is because actually on that night, I went to Campus Way, which is the youth group I love, which I got this ring at. You know, I talked about it earlier. But yeah, Campus Way. I went to Campus Way with Andrea. I went with Tyler, Anna, and Mari. All 5 of us went to Campus Way together on that night, and it was a great night. Campus Way is always a blast, and it was just as much of a blast, if not more of a blast than usual, with all 5 of them there with me. So it was great. Really great. Now, moving on, we have day number 9. Wait a minute, there's no shoutouts. There's no shoutouts. What? How can this be a thing? Yes, it's a thing. Day 9, I didn't shout anybody out. And that's because it was a video I filmed in the woods. Yeah, I think it was after school. I don't remember exactly. Yeah, I think I went out to the woods right after school, in the freezing cold, and I felt inclined to film a video singing the song "This Is Christmas." And you know, I didn't really have to talk about this in the Reflection Archive, but I really want to because I think that was such a powerful video, and it was just a really amazing thing for me to do, just to focus a moment on my faith. Because during that school day, I remember I was literally about to cry because the thing about it is they actually played this song at the Newsboys concert too. The song "This Is Christmas," not the Newsboys, but there was like an act before them that sang this song, and that song to me just was so powerful because it spoke about what Christmas really means. And you know, sometimes that's something we lose in society today. You know, sometimes it's about the presents. Oh, I got a new iPhone. I got a new computer. I got a new whatever I got, or I didn't get what I wanted, so now I'm gonna cry about it for the next year until I get it. So it's like, you know, Christmas is really so much more than the material things, and I think that's something I really focused on that day, and it was just really cool to give another moment to God, because it's always fun to give him a moment, because he deserves it so much. But anyways, we move on to day 10, where I sang Jingle Bells, and here I actually found like a hat that jingled with bells. I actually didn't find the bells though until like day 18, so too bad I didn't have them in this video. But anyways, yeah, so I sang Jingle Bells. It was fun. There wasn't really that much to it, but it was still a blast. And I shouted out number 117, Epic, because I had Epic that night. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. I also shouted out my friend Angel Ponce Lazoo, who is actually in my choir class. He really is an inspiration to me, I think, as well. Because I think the reason I shouted him out back then was because he was planning to sing Christmas songs at the Children's Hospital, which I don't actually think he ended up doing that. But it was just really cool that he had that idea and that he wanted to do that. And he's also just such a genuine, caring guy. He really tries to be there for his family. Like 2 days ago, he actually told me that he was staying home. I actually invited him to come to the youth rally that was this week, but he couldn't come because he had to take care of his mom and his brother because they were both sick, and he was the only one that wasn't sick. So he was just, he felt like he should stay home to take care of him, and it's a really cool thing for a guy to do, and I really love Angel for that. I also shouted out my friend Janelle Rogers, who I take to Epic a lot of the time. I met Janelle last year in leadership class. He's a pretty cool dude, and yeah, you know, I usually give him a ride to Epic, which is pretty cool. Then we have number 120, which is my friend Sean Stewart. Now, Sean inspires me so much. He's a 7th grader, which a lot of people would say, oh, 7th grader, yeah. But, you know, middle schoolers aren't all that bad. Especially ones like Sean, because Sean has such a maturity about him. He's been through a lot, too, in his life. And I just am really so proud of him for getting through all the stuff that he has. And I'm really proud of him, too, just for how passionate he's about improving his faith and growing closer to God. Because every time he's at Epic, he has so much enthusiasm. He's so much hype. And he just really, yeah, he inspires me so much just to keep going and keep being me. And it's fun. I'm really glad to have Sean in my life. So moving on, we have the next video where I did days 11 and 12 combined and sang the Pokemon Christmas songs. And that one was really fun because I just kind of goofed off. I grabbed some random Halloween costumes from my childhood and my sister's. Actually, the Meryl costume is my sister's costume, but I decided to wear it anyways because more Pokemon the better. So I wore a Poliwhirl costume, I wore a Meryl costume, and I had a Pikachu hat, and it was all a blast. It was all a Pokemon blast. A Pokemon Christmas blast. And, yeah, I just, screwed around. It was so fun. And, yeah, my cat actually knocked on the camera halfway through the video, which was not the most ideal thing, but it was alright. It was alright. So, moving on, we have the shoutouts for that video, where I started with number 121, my friend Jeff De La Cadena, who is my best online friend from California, who I met basically like 5 years ago. When I was in the biggest depressed phase of my life, he was there for me. He helped me through it. We both watched Survivor together. We both talk about Pokemon sometimes. We have a lot of things in common. Sometimes it's hard to find people that you have things in common with in your real life, so the internet is a really cool way to meet people that you wouldn't have met otherwise. Luckily now I have Epic, and I have tons of people that have the same interests as me, so that's cool. And I also have Campus Way, and I have other youth groups that I go to a youth group basically every day of the week, so all those opportunities, it's just such a blessing, and I'm so thankful. But yeah, Jeff was the first of my many blessings, and I just felt like remembering him again. Then we move on to number 122, which is my friend Ben Clark. Now, Ben Clark is a guy in my class. He's one of the coolest kids, I think, because he really cares about everybody. There's such a genuine quality about him. He just really, you can tell, just by the way that he carries himself, that he approaches people, that he really wants to make them happy. And that's really something powerful and rare to see sometimes. Ben is somebody I shouted out 3 times, actually, which is really bizarre, because I almost never talk to Ben, but just the few times I see him in the hallways, and he says hello, it's just like, you're such a powerful, I don't know what the word would be, but just like his words are so powerful, and they just make me happy, I don't know. So moving on to number 123, we have my friend Danny Deacher. Now Danny Deacher, oh my gosh, I'm saying that in a really weird accent. Danny Deacher, oh my gosh, that's so cool. But anyways, Danny, I actually don't know if that's how you pronounce it, but Deacher sounds amazing. So, anyways, we move on to Danny. So Danny is a girl I met in my leadership, I met her in psychology class last year, and one thing that always stood out to me about her is she actually said that she wanted to be like a hairstylist or something, and I don't know why. I always thought that was a weird job back then. I was like, why would you want to cut people's hair? Like, is anybody really passionate about that? But I guess she is. So, I don't know if she still is, but she was in sophomore year, which was weird to me. But I don't know why it was weird. It was just, cutting hair. I mean, I guess you could be passionate about that. Cut. Yeah. Random story. I actually cut my sister's hair once when I was younger. I was like, I don't even remember how old I was, but I cut it, and my mom got so mad, and she had to, my sister had to have short hair, and she could never have long hair, really, for a long time, because she had to even it out again, and it's really sad, but it was all my fault. Which I should feel guilty about that, but, it's in the past, whatever. So, moving on, we have number 124. The final person I shouted out in that video was Mrs. Kabitsky, my advertising and marketing teacher, who is such a great lady. She's one of the only teachers that really takes the lessons beyond the classroom and tries to teach us stuff about real life as well. And something she always emphasized in her classroom is just how powerful giving can be and how important it is to make sure that you don't focus only on yourself in life, and that you appreciate the things you have and you give back to the community and give back to the people that aren't as fortunate as you are. And that's something I've always loved about Mrs. Kabitsky. So moving on, we have day 13, where I sing the Charlie Brown Christmas song. This was another day where I really didn't, wasn't motivated to sing anything, so I just kind of threw something out there. And I didn't really put that much thought into the shout-outs either. The first being my dad, who was number 125. Now, obviously, it's kind of weird how my dad and my mom are kind of the go-to people I went to on the dates where I just didn't even want to make a video. I was just kind of like, throw my mom in there, throw my dad in there. But the thing is, though, they really deserve so much more credit than that. My mom and my dad really give me so much. My dad specifically is always willing to give me a ride wherever I have to go to my youth groups. He'll always give me money for, Culver's if I have to, buy a snack. Give me money for a play if I have to go watch it. He's the one that does most of the work for the family, so he's always earning the most money. And, it's so weird to think about, what my life would be if my dad just, suddenly dropped dead. Because if he did, it would be I might not really have much, and it's just really crazy to think about that because he really is such a foundational thing for my family, and I'm so thankful for him. That being said, we move on to the other shout out of that video, being number 126, my friend Jacob Gray, who basically I never talk to him anymore, and I don't even remember why I shouted him out in that video, to be honest. But Jacob was a cool guy I met. I think maybe freshman year I was in French with him. Which, by the way, I dropped French because I failed it last semester. Straight F. I got a straight F. That was the first time I ever got a straight F in a class. But it was because it was online class, and I don't do any work in online classes because I'm lazy. So I'm sorry. I didn't mean to be lazy, but yeah, I'm a disgrace. But whatever. Yeah, it was cool to give Jacob a shout out though, because he's a fun guy. I haven't really talked to him much anymore, but yeah, he's a senior now, so he'll be. No, is he? Oh well, he is a senior. I'm a junior. Wow. For some reason, I thought I was a sophomore for like a split second there, but I don't know why. Because I've been a junior for like a half a year now. Man, oh my gosh, I graduate next. That's so weird.